We are backstage at Free Radio Live 2014, joined by McBusted.
Yo, you want some?
You want some?
Oh, you want some?
Lovely to have you here. The guys behind the biggest arena tour of 2014. What's it like to be back?
Yeah! That was us! Yeah!
High fives all around. What's it like to be back in the big arenas then? What's that been like?
It's good, man. This is the first big arena we've done in a few months, so there's a little bit of excitement in the band.
We absolutely love it because we get to play new songs tonight and we get to show off a little bit and play and like.
Is this the first time we played a couple of new songs to fans? Is this the first time?
Yeah, it is.
This is quite a special night.
Yeah, first performance of it.
It's going to be absolutely fantastic. You did something special recently as well by helping a fan to propose. How did that come about?
It was all down to him, man. He just kept contacting our management and then our PR, and eventually he got through to someone, and they hooked him up, and we just turned up, and we didn't have to do much. He just came into a Q&A with the fans, and he was there, and his girlfriend was completely shocked, and she said yes, and it was amazing.
He was quite confident as well. He walked in with his hands in his pockets and was like, "Got a question? Got a question
to ask.
Got a question.
Very casual.
You want some?
How does that compare with some of your guys then? Because obviously some of you have been married, have done that thing before. How does it compare? What is that experience like when you go through something like that?
I don't know about Matt's. I know about these two. I don't know about your experience.
Yeah, how did you propose?
How did I propose?
Yeah.
I took her to Venice.
Good lad.
And, I flew her to Venice, and then I did it on a bridge in Venice.
You did it on a bridge, or you proposed
Well, I
on
was
a
supposed
bridge?
to do it in a restaurant, and I booked this table like in this really romantic restaurant, and suddenly this big group of Birmingham women came and sat beside us in this restaurant.
Really?
And we're like, "Oh, that's Matt and Emma." And I was like, I can't now propose. And so it blew my whole plans out of the water. And you know, and she's from Birmingham as well, so she was just chatting with these women, not really paying me any attention.
Excuse me, look, can I just get your attention? I'm trying to ask you to marry you.
Yeah, I'll just get down and see if it grabs your attention. So I ended up having to like walk around Venice and find somewhere to do it.
Get rid of the Birmingham women.
Yeah. And then I got down on one knee, and she got really embarrassed and told me to stand up.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And then said no, so I kept asking, and she said yes.
Right, let's spice this up a little bit. Dougie, it's your birthday tomorrow.
Yes,
Happy
it is.
27th for tomorrow.
Thank you.
I've been informed it's either a magician or a stripper. What? Any plans for that? Any plans with sorted?
I would like a stripping magician.
Okay.
Like, where are my clothes? They're gone.
Because do you guys still do big things like that? Have you made some
actually,
plans?
Dougie had his surprise birthday party last night.
Oh, what happened
Yeah,
there?
I was really surprised because it wasn't even my birthday.
Yeah, we took him to a restaurant and had a nice meal, really super nice restaurant, and then we took him to a gig to one of his favorite bands, and then he had a private tour of
You took me to I organised the gig.
Well, no, yeah, but what you didn't know is I organised all your friends to be there.
Right,
Yeah. He didn't know. He was like, so who's coming? I was like, oh, just me, James, and Danny. But there were more people coming.
The worst ones.
And then he got taken to the Natural History Museum for a private tour.
Yeah,
Very
like
nice.
midnight.
Oh, very civilised for a 27th birthday. That's very good. I'm sure that's going to be balanced out.
And there was strippers there.
Oh yeah.
Stripping
Behind the
dinosaurs.
Strippers, Naked dinosaurs. yeah. They were really naked.
You guys, of course, recently performed at the Royal Variety as well. Harry, you were having a bit of a joke with Kate Middleton. What was that like? What do you say in those sort of scenarios?
Oh, you know, just throw a few one-liners, a few gags, you know, make her laugh. Easy.
Make her laugh.
No, in all honesty, it's really nerve-wracking. It's like,
Is that nerve-wracking that you sort of get the giggles? It's so inappropriate to get the giggles at that point, so you get the giggles.
Do you get like a briefing beforehand on what to say, what not to say?
Well, the thing is, you're in line, and I'm constantly panicking, even down to the bit where you meet them, going, "What do we say? What do we actually say? Is it yes, ma'am, or yes,
ma'am, and
or is
ham,
it does
or
an accent
Sam,
count, or does it matter? What's happening if you get it wrong? You know?"
But we nailed it. We did well. You kind of panic. You're like, "Hi, princess."
They were actually really, really nice to talk to.
Really
as well.
nice.
I always have that mental image in my head of Mr. Bean where he headbutts the Queen. That's what I did. I used to be terrified that that's something that would happen
Yeah,
to me.
it was, I
that sort of
certainly had some sweaty palms, but it went well, and they laughed, and they were very charming, and they were genuine, like it was like royalty, like genuine princess. It was
I was
amazing.
genuinely impressed.
Hey, a princess
I think
said
we all
Merry
were.
Christmas
We were
to her,
really
didn't she?
like just impressed with how
This is
like
amazing.
just cool they were.
Yeah.
Because you know, like with the royal family, like, you know, you don't really understand how. It was hard for me to understand how down to earth they were. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they were so cool. Totally cool.
And what's it like playing an event like that as well, with such prestige?
Yeah, that's scary.
Well, I've messed up every time in front of the royalty.
You didn't this time, right?
But this time, I absolutely said to myself, third time lucky, I was like, I'm going to enjoy this, try and not let the pressure get to me, not forget a word, and I really, really enjoyed it. I tried to forget about
it's
it.
what we said to Kate. We said, oh, you know, she said, how was it? And we're like, yeah, it was good and nerve-wracking. She said, oh, you still get nervous for these things? And we're like, well, it's not a normal crowd, you know, it's like kind of older crowd sat there looking at us like that. We're normally used to people kind of bouncing up and down, and that's what made her laugh. I'm guessing it was a fake laugh because it's not a very funny story, but she pulled it off.
She handled it very well.
You believed it.
I did. I was like,
And finally, when you guys came into Free Radio a few weeks ago, we all remember what happened. I took my top off. It got very unpretty.
It got sexy.
There's no chest hair there. It's just like a white sheet.
it's
with
impressive.
We can see your heart.
Yeah,
It's
it's like a
transparent.
fish. It's like a fish. You can see its heart beating. But that was all spawned because of obviously the things that have gone on tour with you, with burning nipple hair and stuff like that. So what goes on in a McBusted dressing room before you go on stage at an event like this?
We do the clap, which is this thing where we all go around before we go on stage.
Literally just before we go on.
We sort of do this.
Well, James takes it. So I'll explain because we're on radio. James has his
You all have
arms.
to make 6 people, or
Okay.
7
I'm
if you're going to
involved in
join
this,
us.
Okay.
So
7
I'll
people,
commentate. You can take my place.
7 people clapping have to sound like one clap.
See how
Yeah.
late you
Oh,
were.
man, straight away, I failed the first audition.
So when we all do it together, it means we're united, we're on the same beat, and we're ready to go on
You
stage.
can go on.
And that's the reason I can't go on stage with you tonight.
Yeah. You failed your
You
audition.
guys have been eyeing up my eggs all night long. It's a game I've been playing with everyone tonight. If you want to grab one of those eggs and open it up, on there will be the name of an act at Free Radio Live 2014. What is the name of that act?
Becky Hill.
Becky Hill.
Becky Hill, local lass from Bewdley who's on The Voice. I have 5 facts about Becky. You have to just tell me whether they are true or false.
Okay.
True or false? Before going on The Voice, Becky Hill was in a band with a Russian chef.
True.
Sounds true to me.
Sounds true, doesn't it?
From such humble beginnings, it is indeed true.
Yeah, you can't make something like up.
You can't.
True or false? Becky Hill, a Gemini, got a tattoo of her star sign on her back without telling her dad.
False.
It is indeed false. She
No,
did
well
get it
played,
done.
Dougie.
She got it done and didn't tell her dad, but she's actually an Aquarius, so there you go. True or false? On Becky Hill's rider, there is only one demand, and that is local fish and chips from Bewdley, because she loves the taste of them, especially when she's back in the West Midlands.
I don't think that's possible.
It's
I
not
don't
possible
think
everywhere she goes.
No.
You can't do that.
It's impossible. It's got to be false.
You've seen through my plan. It is indeed
false.
false.
Yeah.
True or false? Becky Hill, until touring with Rudimental, had never been on a plane.
The probability of this being true is quite strong because we've had true, false, false.
So we're going to go true.
True.
True. Okay, now your maths really comes into it. It is indeed true. Final one.
Boy, boys.
Let's get it right.
True
5 for
or
5.
false? Becky Hill's guilty pleasure is Michael Bublé.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, I think
Well-
that's well. It sounds
Group discussion.
sounds
I reckon that
viable.
could be true.
True. Yeah, true, right?
True.
It is indeed
Yes.
Yeah.
true. One final fact I want to ask you about. We asked Free Radio listeners, which act at Free Radio Live 2014 did Adam take his top off for? We all have horrific memories of that happening last time. But did they guess McBusted, or did they guess another act on the lineup? If so, which act did Free Radio listeners think I'd take my top off for?
Nicole
Nicole
Scherzinger.
Scherzinger.
Yes, depressingly, that is correct. I haven't even spoken to her yet, so let's see what happens
I
later
think you
on.
should take your top
I
off
think
again.
you should.
Totally have to do it.
Well, with
Backed
such
by-
ringing
I think it should be a
endorsement-
thing that happens every time you
Backed
meet
by
us.
Yeah.
popular demand. This
Let's
time
get
it's
let's
still.
check
no
out
one-
these nipples.
No one here is demanding that.
We are.
Come
Who
on.
else is
Off,
demanding that?
Off.
Well,
off,
look at the time.
Off.
McBusted, it's a lovely speech as always. Thank you so much for coming to Free Radio Live
Thank
2014
you.
and
Thank
have a
you for
great
having
gig.
us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
In partnership with Birmingham Ormiston Academy.
Imagine everything.
Never a dull moment. Free Radio.